Welcome back to NAR Comic News Network, where we cover all the headlines worth pondering with a wry smile. Today's top story: well, the Apostolic Governance Committee has been in a bit of a bind lately. You see, it turns out some inquisitive members in their churches have stumbled upon a certain section of Second Corinthians, chapter 11, where Paul gives his take on the so-called super apostles. Now, instead of just going along with every word spoken from the pulpit, these church members are daring to ask, could some of their own apostles fall into this category? The committee, sensing that these questions might lead to some rather uncomfortable answers, decided to get proactive. And nothing says proactive quite like rebranding. The Apostle Phil, ever the man with a plan, suggested that they lean right into the label and embrace super apostles as their official title. Who wouldn't want a title with super in it, right? After all, if anyone should have confidence in their awesomeness, surely it's an apostle. But then came the realization that maybe super just isn't what it used to be. Let's be honest, with superheroes and superfoods on every corner, the words lost a little pizzazz. So, in a moment of pure revelation, someone came up with a brilliant alternative: amazing apostles. That's right, folks, a rebranding fit for the ages. Forget that Paul had a less than flattering tone in mind. This committee is rewriting the narrative to ensure no one's left wondering who the real spiritual MVPs are. So, next Sunday, when the faithful file into the pews, they'll hear sermons about the amazing apostles, with the committee explaining that 2 Corinthians 11 was clearly a passage of pure admiration. Apostle Phil's already been hard at work on a revised sermon that paints the whole thing as an early endorsement of spiritual influencers. Paul, he argues, wasn't warning against them, but setting the stage for these modern-day heroes who are just too humble to admit they're amazing. And just in case the title doesn't convince the congregation, the committee has already sent out a memo encouraging apostles to sprinkle in a few extra amazings in their sermons. According to our sources, phrases like the amazing grace of the amazing apostle are already in rotation, along with the amazing teachings of our amazing leaders. It's like the spiritual equivalent of putting a cape on the pulpit. The committee even hinted that T-shirts might be on the way, emblazoned with the catchy slogan, "Amazing Apostles, accept no substitutes." Now, some churchgoers, bless their hearts, are still scratching their heads and asking questions like, didn't Paul mean that as a warning? But the committee has a plan for that too. They're encouraging leaders to use a new catchphrase whenever someone raises concerns. That's an amazing question. Then, after a respectful nod, the apostle can artfully change the subject. Because really, is there any question too difficult for someone with an amazing in front of their title? As always, it seems the Apostolic Governance Committee knows just how to make the truth bend a little bit in their favor. Here at NAR Comic News Network, we're just glad we could help spread the word, amazing though it may be.